Okay. Okay. I think I know why I got to unmute. I'm sure I'm not muted, yes. We've got a EKC start. Turn on the silly names because it's fun. Just 3 objectives to win the game. It's 2 boss hunts and a dwarf castle. I assume it's all 3 required. I don't actually know. Hold on, I can double check that actually. Let's do that before I get started. Yeah. Lots of things. Mates that don't matter. Okay, rec is always 4 or all, which means all these are required. It is win game. Let's see. Don't worry about Kate Summon Moon Trap as much. Focus on K main. Character flags, whatever. What's the important thing I care about here? Neki, Notu, probably off. Bai is probably off, but it's a bit coin flippy. Permadeath is always off. That's good. Permadeath is off as well. Hero could be on. Fine. No freeze probably on. Treasures, any of the settings are valid, so we're just gonna loot wherever. Force can be on, no J can be on, max tier can never be lower than 5. Shops are standard pro or wild. They can be free. Keep an eye out for that. Kano free can be on, right? Off. Yeah, it's on sometimes, but off a lot of time. So yeah, let's do our standard regular mist part. Let's not let 3i do different things, but my standard regular mist. The only thing that's really random with bosses is which burn is what the burn is. Gosh, a chance of keep behemoths indoors. 9. Which is warp is 50-50. Sylph is usually on, back row is usually on, life's always on. Goop is a very tiny chance of being on, everything else. I can get behind that. It's a random, which whatever. No adamants is 50-50, no cursed is sometimes on. I'm getting there, I have to go through all the other flags. A small chance there's no 10 key item bonus or no sling, but that's annoying. Like that. Vanilla Fu can be on, Vanilla Agility can be on. Perhaps 50-50. And go up as you. 10% push B! Oh, I love it. No wackies. But 10% push B. I am absolutely here for this. Okay, let's get this started. Yeah, we'll do my standard mystery start, which is usually I go to Freya to check for the free key item, do some looting, do some shopping. Not permajoin, so whatever, Edward is fine. And a 99 kit of rune rings. Well, that's great. We can sell a lot of that. But we have a decent amount of money, because those rune rings should sell for about 10k a piece. So we have basically 900,000 gold to start. This is basically S-free. For a good while. Depends on what the shops are, how much I want to do shopping. We are on 2 boss hunts, so boss hunts are my priority. But first, we're gonna go in here. No push B. I usually touch push B as I'm walking into Troya Castle, just to see. No free key item. So Demist can have a key item. No, this is the actual seed of the week. I can't just do that. We'll root the free treasury and try and evaluate. That's not super high tier. Could be anything. Maybe standard slash wild, maybe unweighted? Maybe. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Let's check the shops. I have so much money. Oh, it's free. Anyway. Well, that ruins everything. It's S-free. It's standard free, but S-free. Money is a waste of time. Good to know. That really disincentivizes me from doing the duplicate. I'm gonna take anything that's at all useful, basically. And we're gonna go on a shopping spree, because really we're probably good. That looks like it's probably no J, if we're seeing multiple Asuras. Yeah, I think it's no J. Fine. We should do a lot of shopping then. Any boss info I can get is good. I may open some boxes still, just to see if loot is decent in, like... I might open boxes in Warfree Pass? I don't even know. Party is kind of garbage. We're not gonna get J items. That's not a useful boss. So. For that. Oh heck, Poison Axe. I really don't need a water dribble. I'm not gonna buy Sam. See if we have free characters. I'm gonna loot a little bit of Watery Pass just to see if the treasures are weighted. We're gonna evaluate if it's better than what we got in Public Treasury, which Public Treasury was a lot of like tier 3 stuff. Not much higher than that. This hasn't really hit anything super high. Sure. It might be weighted, but if it's weighted, it's pro, in which case it's not really worth it. I think. I don't think this is wild or wildish. Yeah, I think this is either pro or standard, in which case looting boxes is absolutely not worth it with S standard. With S standard free. Yeah, it's, you know, free as well, which is a little annoying. You know, DKC and Tella are not the powerhouses that they could be. I should check who's in bed. I really don't need 99 curse ring. We'll take that. Okay, my inventory's not that big. Rose is in the bed. That's vanilla. It's not sea vanilla. I know that. This is interesting because I want to prioritize shopping so heavily, but I think I want to go with Hobbs. I don't know how this party is going to deal with Hobbs. Well, no, never mind. I did buy a dancing tiger. We're fine. I have weapons for Kane if you... Perfect. I think Kane is a great pickup at this point. Three. That's not what I meant to do. Ice Brand Cane isn't great, but it's about the best I'll get at this point on this standard. Oh no, not 6 hit points for Edward. Not 6 damage on Edward, whatever will I do? Hey. Levels applied. Cool. Poison Walk doesn't matter, we're not doing... Yeah. I want to do more shopping. Basidia, Tiger, and then probably Ordeal. I want Cecil online. Oh, I bought 10. Yes. I'm also... We're going to throw out the Dream Heart. Oh, and the Spear. Those are all useless. Not worth it. Ogre Axes are definitely good enough for what we can find on the overworld. That's the best we can get for Kane. I'll swing by Silvera real quick. I'm hoping for headbands, black belts, that sort of stuff. At this point, just anything to boost up our strength. We're really not getting any strength here on the overworld game. Yes, Bandana, yes, Thunderclaw. A couple of them. Yes, Dwarfax. Dwarfax and Thunderclaw are nice. Like potions, good. think we're strong enough for ordeals. It's not Neki, no. We started with our default gear. I'm just gonna have to get rid of it. Because none of them start with good default gear. I want Cecil online as soon as possible, and then we can do Baron in to try and get another character, for 4 characters. Burn this tent. I don't want, what do I want with an extra tent? My inventory. Gosh, get that out of here. Cliff axe. Burnt axe. Is this even? It's not even. That's the answer. That has nothing to do with this. Yeah, no. We have a whole vanilla council now. Athos doesn't control the vanilla anymore. Oh, yeah. Nope. This broke. Good. Come on, give me some. Not terrible. Oh god, it's Blake. Okay. Fine. You going first is actually a problem. Oh, good. Yeah, Starveils don't exist in this, from what I can tell. Okay, Dancing Dagger's not the way to aim to jump. Dancing Dagger is for knocking you. And I'd want to jumping in. But the fasts are actually helping. There, revive you. Why? Why are you like this, Plague? The kits would work on No J. They would still give you the bales. But there's no J items in shops, and I don't feel like trying to loot out of Starvale. Because that's mostly a fool's errand. On Plague. Thank you. We're stabilized now. We're stable. Everything's fine. Yeah, this is now a cycle. We're good. There we go. Plague is down. Back attack Plague with no Starvales and this team. Okay. Is it Sea Hero? It is Sea Hero. Cecil is our hero. Good thing I have weapons for him. Because that's all I get, is I have a decent shield and I have a decent weapon. Okay, heck yeah, we faded everything on the overworld and found the exact right thing to single dip the bull. Wouldn't matter on a Cecil hero. Fine. Putting back Rogue Glitch. I'm hoping back row is on. That does not look like back row is on. I don't think back row glitch is on. I still want to be in the back row though. Perfect. Yeah, I don't think back row glitch is on, because that Ogre should have done way more damage than even at level 1. That means Cecil and Kane are probably going to have to go to the front row. B03 can be on. Yes. It's not likely to be on. Can be on. Not that I have any way of checking it in that fight. Randomly moving some things because I feel like it. Great. We're gonna give you an overact still. Or you can have the back row. You can stay in the back row, but King and Cecil are going in the front. I do want to see if I can't get through Baron in before I go underground, but because we're on such a boss hunt heavy seed, it's basically I want to kill as many bosses as quickly as possible. Or peak as many bosses as possible at the very end. Dwarf Castle is also... It is not an ideal character. But there's a sparkle here and it could be Tailding. Gosh dang it, you winners. I wanted you to be Tailding. You winners to gone. Who's behind them? Mystery boss. It's a Ruby Sprite. I've got Ice Brands. Yeah, Ruby dies to Ice Brand Kane. And Ruby, I did not check who that character was, so that is another thing I'm going to do real quick before we go under. Sid may as well take up a party slot, I guess. He can hold on to something. I don't know. But I do want to go underground very soon for the shops. They're going to be better than anything I get up here. Oh, I did check. It was Rosa. Right. I do want Rosa. I mean, I want Rosa. Rosa's good. Even if I don't have to, like, fight Zeromus at the end of this feed, we're gonna go for Rosa. At some point I need to work my way over to Antlion Cave. Is it reasonable to fade Dwarf any longer, knowing that the Warp Glitch could be on? I don't think I have the power to take Dwarf right now, so I think we go for Fabul Antlion. Like Feymarch Fabul, Feymarch Sheila Antlion, I think. But I don't think Dwarf is terribly far off. Yeah, I just don't remember things. Especially since it's my second seed of the day, like... Seed bleed is starting to happen. And it will only get worse. I did not check the shops here, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I did not check the shops here. Ooh. Yeah, that is rough. Not a match. Don't need rune rings. I've already got so many rune rings. Underground time. I should still check Dwarf Castle shops. And we'll peek the first boss. The cheeky peek that I like. Although I need to do Dwarf Castle anyway, so I'm not sure how valuable on this particular Antline. Okay. Not fun, basically. It's not a triple though, I know that now. No, he's not right there. We should take some. Oh yeah, it's no J, right? That's why we're not getting any of the good J items here, but we're trying to find like Gungnir's, light swords, that sort of stuff. I'll take Silent Staff, Full Moon, Sammy Arrow. Lots of helmets. End up wearing the armor. Okay, let's see if we can find our lightsabers in Gungnir. That's what I want right now. Better weapons for Cecil and Kane. If I can find Sammy, that would be nice. Making sure I have all of the best things just for case. Yes, strength rings. Strength rings are awesome. Ring. Oh, I should check Job Dwarf here. Budget accountant, not looting boxes. Take Leviathan just in case. I'm preparing myself in case Rydia shows up. Like, if Rydia shows up at Dwarf, that would be probably ideal. We're going to operate under the assumption K-Trap is off, because there's a very good chance it is. K-Summon might be on, but it might not be on. So far, we haven't had a key item check fail. A start was Pan, Ordeals was Magma, Baronin was Sandruby. J item, yes. We take. We hang on to J items. J items are precious. I cannot buy them. I hack the chain fraud. Only have one random curse string in here. Yeah, random curse string go. Oh boy. There's a very good chance that's go mode. Mixers, so I don't even really need to heal happens anymore. Good. I might check Moon character first before I go for anything. I mean, it's not guaranteed go mode because we are on a 2 boss hunt. We do have 2 required boss hunts, and they could be anywhere. So we could be in go mode. We could be absolutely not in go mode and need another key item to get to them. That's not a Fame March I want to mess with. I'll have exit. But that's a Fame March that I can leave behind forever. Octo and Kenazo are gone. Well, it could be go mode. I could have my bosses on the moon. It's the biggest density key item left in terms of unlocking bosses. We've got access to a ton of bosses right now. Oh, the Fame March bosses, yes. No, they are not go mode. Very much not go mode. We're going to ignore them. Probably forever. Hopefully forever. I did not check the Fame March weapon shop. No, I did check the Fame March weapon shop and it had nothing. Never mind. We're good. Okay. So, haven't found a better weapon for Cecil or Kane yet, which is a little annoying. But we can manage. I was like, how do I not have a good weapon for Cecil or Kane yet? 50-50 on K-Summon. And Moon. This will give me a chance. Okay. That tells me nothing. Ruby's gone. Need to equip Rose. And Russell's good. Gauntlets. I'm gonna take this to Fabul, do the single dip Fabul. It's a boss, plus there's a ton of key items there. Could open up more bosses. Good. I do need to do Dwarf Castle soon. Yes. Honestly, I might do it before Antlion. Before dealing with Antlion, because Antlion is not high priority for me right now. Like, it's an easy check, and I'll do it once I get down to things that are easy checks. Like, once I'm done with Dwarf Castle, probably. Like, it makes sense to just knock Antlion out, because there is a boss there, but not super, super high priority. Like, Fabul Defense, like, Fabul takes much higher priority because there's 3 checks right here, and then Moon Character and Dwarf Castle objectives. Oh, I need to give you your Ogre. Okay. That. More levels for Cecil. Sid and Kane. Rosa, you need to get levels as well. Oh, we have Jay's bells. Wonderful. Cool. Baigan is out of the pool. Oh. Well. Normally I'd give this to Cecil, but that confirms it's unweighted. At least. I think we're operating under T standard rule. I will let Kane hold the adamant armor because Kane is not the hero. I don't want to give my hero the adamant armor. Like a crystal sword, maybe I put it on Cecil. But I think that's the only thing. I don't know. Maybe a holy sword, I put it on Cecil. That's it. Spoon, oh, Spoon, yes. Spoon, absolutely. It goes on Edward. If the Spoon flag is on. If the Spoon flag is off, it does not go on Edward. We don't know. I haven't checked the shops here, so we should check these. Grab that Ice Claw. Not that I think I'll need it, really. Okay. Dwarf Castle time, I think. Doing football a little late kinda hurts, because I didn't get the adamant armor right away, but that's a Zonk, though. I have to keep that in mind. If I get a second Zonk, then I know that... Actually, no, the crystal's in the pool. I know something else is on. I officially know that something else is on, other than main and we got, oh yeah, we got a Zonk from Sela too, so something else has to be on, other than main. Could just be Summon or Moon. I forgot to check the Moon character, but I don't think I care. Wait, we're just gonna get this objective done. Go ahead and jump, Keen. Oh no, not Sid. I'm just hoping that there's not like a Tella or a Rydia or Fu, someone that I could big casting. Oh, yeah, that's why you're not covered, dude. Really? Have hit points, Sid. Vessel. I mean, Rydia, absolutely. Honestly, Sid's not doing much. I would happily swap Sid for a lot of people right now. But Rydia would be amazing. For this seed, in particular. I would love to have Rydia in my party. Right now. I've got a Bahamut orb. And I've got a bunch of gear for her. I could test B-Free. I guess I can test B. This is second Sid, even if I have the option. Absolutely not. Even over Edward. I'll keep Edward. No way you're surviving now. We're gonna get to Cecil's turn. I think we'll get the ouch script. Yeah, Cecil, hit him, please. Not free bosses. I think. That might have just been a regular HP kill. So, I think that was a regular HP kill anyway, so. I don't think that's conclusive evidence of anything. Unfortunately. We're not gonna get to test Warp Glitch, but that's okay. I can live without Warp Glitch. We have the Luca key. We have access to that boss spot. Anyway, which also gives me access to the boss spot, which is more important than the key item location. Or than the key item. It's just not an appealing check right now. Boss is definitely more important. Absolutely. Yep, we're done. Power's up next, I guess. Yeah. Perfect. I got myself a tower key, so let's do the tower. It's gonna be hard to, like, pull me back to Antlion now. I realize. I'll get to Antlion eventually, but the tower is 2 checks, so it's higher priority for me. I think Antlion before Sealed Cave. Just because the waterfall is closer to it. Or is right next to it, and that's another boss I can check. But I'm not going to go into face check mode. I don't think it's worth it. I think I stay in clearing things mode for now. I mean, Paladin is basically free. Like, Paladin cannot kill Adamant Cain in the back row. At any spot. I can definitely make myself invincible against Paladin. Elements I can probably also deal with the same way. This gives me the boss information of the hook route. Okay, Ruby spot is CPU. That's good to know, so I know CPU is gone. I should probably keep Cain on the ground there. Whatever. I'm not scared of Leviathan. Leviathan's weak. First Cain. No, not an Ice 2 for no damage. Who's doing more damage, Sid or Cecil? Probably Cecil, because he has Zeus gauntlets. I would guess. Obviously, Cain is doing the most damage. That is not a question. Cecil's doing less than Sid right now. Let's give you a Berserk. You're faster. No one's gonna die to this. I do need to heal Cecil soon. I mean, this is mostly just rely on Kane until I can get through this. Goodbye. Take the levels, sure. Package is another boss check. I don't love checking that boss, but I mean, at the very least, I've unlocked another place where a boss can be. Hoping it's not there. Or maybe I should gamble on it. Oh, exactly. It's such a spicy gamble. It's so fun. But I don't think I'm gonna go fit through the package on the off chance that it's one of my bosses at this point. Definitely not before going to the moon. And peeking bosses up there. I may not sit through anything on the moon, but I want to peek the bosses up there. So there's a very good chance Moon is just completely hung. 3 bosses are on! Okay, King Queen Eblin gave a little speech. That means the 3 bosses are on. Confirmed. Otherwise they don't do that. They just start casting spells. Right away. Super Cannon Room was not the boss I was looking for, though. It was not one of my 2 bosses. Yeah. They do not... Well, they don't say anything. If it's off, or if free bosses are, if Eno Free is on, they don't say anything. They just start casting Fire 2 and Fire 1. They're still pitifully easy, but yeah. Oh boy, it's vanilla. I'm gonna bail on the underground now. Mostly because I want to check the hook chop in the character. And this gives me an excuse to check... We'll check Antlion while I'm here. Since I'm running right by it, I'll dip in, check Antlion. And then we'll check the waterfall boss. Dip down the hook route to check the character. I'm not gonna check King Queen, I don't think. No, I don't really think Luca... I mean, I might check Luca before the moon. Sure, because it is a key item check as well, but I want to go for Antlion and Waterfall right now. I might check King Queen spot. I'm feeling iffy about it. The character is the real pull, and the shop. Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad I didn't fade this for too long. This is just a little important. Just a little important. Oh boy. Erp. Yay. It's fine, it doesn't matter. It legitimately does not matter that I didn't find that until now. Like, because I haven't found the other one. If the other one is right here, I might be a little upset, but if it's not... Well, I don't think anyone checks Harp that early, compared to any of the other things that I've done. Well, I really don't think I've lost any time, even if Harp holds paled him. Oh, I need to raise the hovercraft here. Being one boss from Go mode is interesting. I can beat Paledin, is the thing, too. Like, all I have to do is put Kane in the back row and whittle away at Pale Dim with the Adamant armor on, and Kane can beat Pale Dim no matter where he is. Like, I could throw a Dragoon Shield on him, and then he'll just be invincible. So I'm very tempted to just start base checking quick bosses. Although I haven't raised that whale yet, so there's a little incentive not to do that. It's win game. I don't need to beat Zeromus. The seed is over as soon as I beat Pale Dim. I'm gonna check here for a lightsaber and the character because radio would be huge. Yeah, it's full face check mode now. I'm dipping in here for the character. I think I'm not gonna check the boss. Okay, don't care about that shop. Let's check the other shops. I want to see if there's any good armor. No, I'm good on that. Take a rune axe. For mages. Kane's realistically the person who's doing everything here, so really, it's very, very whatever. But I think the thing to do is just find Pale Dim as soon as possible. I might... I'm gonna play it safe and face check this. Hallam is definitely better than other people in my party right now. We're gonna take Palin. I'm gonna take Palom, I think. And I'm gonna check the King-Queen spot. This is a very gambly play. I might run down Sealed Cave after this. Just for the boss. It is a long walk, though. Zot 1's also on my mind, actually. As a thing to check. I really don't like Sid. Heck Sid. I don't need Sid. I'm gonna grab Palom now. Grabbing Palom. My inventory is full of random stuff that I care about. Hurts really? Okay. Fine. I'm gonna save scum this check real quick. I'm feeling very spicy. I just want to make sure it's not at King Queen. And then, since I'm doing this, I think I'm gonna go with the anti-moon. Although moon is the dense play, I'm gonna go face check everything on the blue planet first at least. Maybe not Harp. Harp's very long. Package is also quite long. But yeah, I did fight through the top of tower. Maybe it's worth taking the package. Like, I'm thinking I should chase the things that I got after I would have been in go mode. If I'd done Antlion. Because it's very possible someone didn't get this hook. And I can, if I spike Pale Dim down here, that would be huge. Okay, Mega Sisters. Rip hook route. Route's dead. I don't think Harp is a good check for me. With how I've run the seed, I think Lukaki is okay, and Package is okay. I don't think Harp is good. But only because Package came from Tower. Do I think this is an okay check? I'm gonna do Package first. And then I think I'm gonna do Zot 1. Because I'm a big fan of a cheeky Zot 1 check. before going to the moon. That one's not very long. It's shorter than the sealed cave. And I mean, I'm just looking for one boss at this point. I want to face check everything that I have available to me before I touch anything else. Like, before I sit through any other checks. Sealed Cave has the misfortune of showing me the key item reward before I fight the boss, so then I have to end up being in the situation of like, ugh, I feel like I have to take this key item. That cutscene. We're gonna do the package check. Because I feel spicy. There's no way I'm sitting through this. I don't really care about the second cane. Do I want to commit to fading? No. Earth Crystal and Barren Key are still looming large. Those gate 3 unknown bosses between them, because I don't think it was a Sparkle that gave the starting key item. Come on. Come on. Gosh dang it, game. How could you give me a sparkle like that? Such a tease. Yeah, we're gonna do Zot, we're gonna do Sealed Cave. And then I think I'm going to the moon. Do I even want to do Sealed? We're doing Zot first, for sure. I think this is a very valuable. I think this is a very valid check before moon. Because a moon pale dim is pretty slow at this point. It's doable, it's completely free, but it is very slow. Because it's basically Kane in the back row jumping until Paladin is dead. Which is not very fast. Okay, Zot 1, over you. Nothing I need. Yeah, I think I will do Sealed Cave first. Earth Crystal or Barren Key, I don't know that I chase either. I think after this I just go to the moon. Because I have enough power to get through a Pale Dim. Or to make Pale Dim free. That's all I need, really. I can make Pale Dim completely free, and that's funny for me. We're gonna charge down the Sealed Cave real quick. See what the boss is down here. I could be not in go mode, but it's unlikely. I might need the Earth Crystal or the Barren Key. I think I don't walk it out one of those out if I get it here, and I don't walk the Rat Tail out either. Those are the only key items that I would actually even consider. I make a note of it, of course, but I think I'd just redo the Sealed Cave. Unless it's, like, Water Hag. Or something. Something like that level of free. I might walk things out, but otherwise we just leave. This isn't Pale Dim. Yeah, I really don't care about the pass, so we're definitely resetting if this isn't failed him. Pass is not useful. It is nothing. Goodbye, Golbez. You're out of the seed. I did save on the seed. I didn't know that I did. Yes, I did. Resetting back to the overworld. I guess I'll check Harp. It's long, but we'll do it. Kinda don't want to raise the big whale if I don't have to. Even though this is the wrong play. Like, I've already committed to too much Earth. Like with the package commit, so let's just do this. We're gonna eliminate this check, and then if this isn't it, I'm heading straight to the moon. At this point, I've checked, after Harp, I'll have checked every single boss spot that I can access on the blue planet. And if the Harp key item check doesn't lead to Earth Baron or Rat Tail, I get to ask whether K Summon or K Moon is on, and I'm going to hope it's K Moon. Yes. Oh yeah, I've already made a bunch of stupid plays, so like... Either I'm going to put myself further behind, which whatever, or I am suddenly way ahead. Alan, please. I have no way of knocking you down. Okay, good. Through that part of the fight. Let's see what the music is. Like, I'm not gonna have a good time here on the seat. I don't think I'm gonna have a great time on the seat of the week just because I feel like I did a lot of things that were extraneous. But we'll see. I guess if this is... I mean, I'm gonna fight through this boss no matter what to see what the key item is and finish the check, because at this point, I may as well. Not a hard check to do. Now it's music time. This is just why we won. I think. That's what this is. Yeah. I know my harp songs. Goodbye, Bahamut. Alan is going to learn a bunch of spells. Not even going to cast. Check the key item here, I guess. Well, this might change some things. I'm so sorry, Kane. Your time is up. And I can cure his adamant sickness if I had an empty slot in my inventory. He's not going to be weak to elements for very long. I can give him a Dragoon Shield and that'll fix it. Kane's fine. I do need to stick Edward in the front row though. Just slightly awkward. Okay. I mean, I actually could just stick him in the back row for Paladin. Actually, that's probably what I'll do. Yeah, we'll deal with the accuracy penalty. I'll give him a little accuracy bonus from the middle slot, but we'll deal with the accuracy being not great on the spoon. But yeah, I'm headed to the moon now, because that's where it feels like I should go. Could go giant first, but yeah. Moon, base checking, top down, I think. We're not quinting. There's no Zeromus fight. Actually, I had a better thought. Quinting gets Paladin, no. Hallam is just gonna die. Like, Hallam's just gonna die against Paladin. Kane's not gonna be doing enough damage without the Adamant armor. Cecil, I want to have covering, I think. Maybe. I wonder if Cecil in the back row with a Dragoon shield and some other gear is enough. Like, if I give Cecil all my defensive gear, I wonder if that's enough to make him not take damage. It might be, actually. You might be able to get away with this. Crystal Bucket, that'll do. And Dragoon Shield, that'll do. And a Wizard Shirt, which will be something. I think that's enough defense. With the Dragon Resist? Yeah, that's enough defense with the Dragon Resist for sure. Except at, like, Cave Bahamut, I think we're good. I think that's enough physical defense on Cecil that he just will not take damage anymore from Paladin with the Dragoon Shield, because it gives Dragon Resist stuff. I'm also going to give you the Dwarf Axe so that you are a little slower. This way, he can cover Eddie. Eddie can be in the front row and doing damage. Eddie, do you have a bandana? I don't have a bandana. Let's fix that. May as well give Eddie extra strength. Okay. Nope. Bye. I equipped something, so I'm not gonna reset. I'll make sure I keep the equip. Alright, Dark Imps are gone. We fought them. No. No, we're in face check mode. I don't need to fight anything. Unless Paladin is hiding behind the Baron Key or the Earth Crystal. But I'm pretty sure our starter boss was not a Sparkle, so the odds of that are fairly low. I've seen nothing for Edge, so yeah, I guess I can take him over Palin. Whatever. He's got a black belt and a bandana is the real reason I'm taking him. He can do some damage, maybe. I haven't seen any good weapons, but Palom is not going to get any levels. So, like, Palom is actually useless. So I think Edge is marginally more useful. He is less bad than Palom. At this point. Because Palom is... There's no way Palom's getting Quake before I fight Paladin. And once I fight Paladin, the seed is over, so... Yeah. Palom just had to go. I think I do still take freebies up here, like a Water Hag up here I still take, I think. Maybe a Baron Guards? Maybe a Baron Guards. That's a big maybe. I do not want to fight D-Mist. I definitely do not want to fight D-Mist on the moon. No thank you. D-Mist is annoying. And long. I mean, that could be... I think that's... If I get down to key item checks, I think that's what I go back for, because it's a D-Mist. And it's a key item even if K-Moon is off. Like, K-Moon could very well be on. It's 50-50 chance of being on, so there's a decent chance K-Moon is on. And it's still a check, even if K-Moon is not on. Like, the D-Mist check is still definitely on. So we will... Like, that's where I have to go back to first. Like, if I don't see Water Hag up here, or Baron Guards, Kaipo Guards. Because I would take Baron Guards, Kaipo Guards, I think. I've got a Rune Axe for Baron Guards, and an Hourglass to deal with them. So, like, I will take on one fight here, or one other fight here, just to see, like, take a stab at some Moon items. See if K-Moon is on. I like heading to the bottom first here rather than Crystal Sword, because Crystal Sword is... It's more walking to get to Crystal Sword than it is to get to White Spear. So I may as well head straight to the bottom. But we're gonna check White Spear first, because... So this is free. Ish. Yeah, 3 bosses I can't see, but there's a chance that it's there. So we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna take this because it's completely free. All I have to do is hide with Eddie. And now this is free. Like, just in case this is an Earth Crystal or Baron Key, or something that leads to that. It's not very long. Edward gets a little more experience, which is useful. We'll need to revive people, but whatever. Oh, I'm at 10 key items. Whatever. When did I get 10 key items? Yeah, you can get rid of some of these random things that I do not need. It's a little bit. What didn't I mark? Oh no, I have everything marked. I am at 10 items, right. The spoon was my 10th. I couldn't count items on my tracker. That's the answer. I can't count. I've been at 10 key items since I picked up this. Okay, it doesn't change any of my thoughts on where I was going. Like this. I suppose we'll take you two. Sure. May as well. This is also free. Like, just on the off chance that K-Moon is on, I may as well just beat up this water hag. It's quick enough, and it's worth 200,000 experience, which will speed up the Paladin fight. Oh yeah, Cecil has a Dwarf Axe, right. He can just hit from the back row. Edge gets 12 levels on that. Jeez, we're getting tons of levels here. So many levels, because we did this at such a low level. K-Moon is in fact on, and you can have a White Spear. So now I know that I'm going to be checking moon stuff if I end up into like actual gun mode. I'm not even going to heal here, like I don't think I need to. Yeah, it's a White Spear for Kayn. It's better than the Gungnir. But the Legend Sword is proof that K-Moon is on, which I will take. It means I check every K-Moon spot before I start checking K-Summons. Including Demist. That was a... Evil Wall is a no. I will check Giant before I check these spots down here. Like these other two, before I fight through other bosses down here, I think. I would rather fight through the Giant to see what the two bosses are there. I mean, that Paladin wouldn't be fast, but it's required. I don't know that K-Summon is on, so I lean towards Evil Wall over Inazo. Personally, we have no Star Veils. Oh, it's Wyvern. Okay. How do you get out here then? Rosa taking this nuke is bad, yes. You need to show. Kayn might survive this, but probably not, no. We want to hit with Edward. Edward's gosh dang it, that was the wrong. Man, we don't need to. I don't know why I'm fighting this, so it's fine. I'm already started. We'll just fight it. I have so many life pots that it doesn't really matter. Like, that is not the person I wanted to berserk. It ate my up input there. That's really bad. I mean, it's not like really bad, it's just... Because now I'm zerking Cecil up, which takes him out of the queue. Life pot tosser, without getting me the value of zerking Edward. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's Giant, or I'm doing this for a key item. Like, I either have to do Giant, or this is a key item. I want Edward Berserked, but I think if I do it now, it's too... Rosa, that's bad. Tesla's doing decent work with this Dwarf Axe. He is. Rosa, please, stop eating nukes. Yeah, no, Dwarfax is actually doing surprisingly well. It's on him mostly for agility, but whatever. Okay, we got through Wyvern. I'll take the levels, mostly. 3 or 4 on Rosa is nice before the Giant. Okay, Pinktail has been found. Cool, whatever. I'm gonna bail on the rest of the moon. Pinktail's another Adamant, though. I think I turned that in before the Giant. Yeah, I mean, Knaza's the big thing. Oh no, Knaza's in the Feymarch, so there's really not much that's, like, terribly, terribly awful at the Giant of Babel. Antlion is gone. We did the Antlion, but that's done. I did D-Lunars too. Paledim's the only Sparkle left. All of them would be annoying, yeah. For sure. This is another Adamant armor. I think this goes to Kayn again. We're gonna give Kayn back his Adamant. Because I don't want to Adamant Cecil, because he's the hero. And Kayn has a White Spear. He can do good damage. There you go, Kayn. You're safe again. I've cured your Adamant sickness by giving you another Adamant armor. Now I'm gonna go Giant. D-Mist is my first stop if I go back to the moon. Evil Wall is probably my last. Well, no, I do Evil Wall before I do Val, because Val is a summon check. Although I think K-Summon has to be on. No! Actually, it doesn't. K-Summon can absolutely not be on still. It could be K-Moon only. I only need one more thing to pay out, because there could be a like Rat Tail, Earth Crystal, and Baron Key could all just be in a chain that ends with the Adamant. Fuck. So it is absolutely possible that K-Summon is off. That chain probably comes from D-Mist if K-Summon's off, so I probably go for D-Mist first over looking at other options. Did I buy any darts whatsoever? I don't think I did. I don't think I have a single stack of good darts. Oh well. Yeah, I don't think I have any good darts for Edge. I was just trying to think about that. I'm not darting the Spoon, or the White Spear. They're too valuable. Unlike the Zerkers that are using them. Okay, this is fine. This is Mylon Z, which is free. Like, this is basically just free. This is Berserk everyone but Cecil. Basically. I mean, I might actually Zerk Kayn first here. Yeah, Kayn I think gets Zerked first. Then Eddie, then Edge. And then I just keep people alive from there. Oh no, 72 damage. Like, Edge is worth berserking. This is wild to me. But Eddie's still doing better damage. Oh, Cecil. Go, Edward. Hey, Cecil, you're helping. So much damage. Mylon Z is having a bad day. I'm gonna have Cecil manually cover Rosa. Cecil's tanking just. Keep Rosa safe here, please. I don't want Rosa going down. Or Mylon could just be dead. That works too. Goodbye. I don't really care about keeping the levels if this isn't the value. So we're just gonna throw an elixir on Rosa and keep moving. Okay. No, not the Enterprise. I do need an Earth Crystal or a Baron Key. So now I feel like I'm back to sort of neutral, time-wise. We're going for Demist first, then Evil Wall. Then I guess I deal with Val before I go for the Fey March. Val is fairly free. This is how boss hunts work. Maybe we'll use a cabin here just to heal up. Yeah, but see, it's like this are why people don't. Some people really don't like wreck all boss hunts. Like when when you have to find every boss on a list, it can get really obnoxious. But yeah, we're absolutely doing Demist now. The White Spear actually should come. Yeah, I should take that off. The Gungnir's. Dart. Not the White Spear. That's not even worth it. It's 1,000 damage. Oh, great. 1,000 damage. Edward, and we're going to get a Mist Phase. Yay! I do check Demist before touching anything else. Odin's gone. Like, I'm gonna go check Radia's mom before I do the wall. Edge do a little damage here. We're gonna keep taking this slow. There we go. E-Mist is done. I think I've been on Battle Speed 3 for a while, so I'm gonna turn that back. There's a rat tail. I guess we chase. I mean, we're already chasing, but I've been on Battle Speed 3. So we found that. From behind because of anything, it's from being on Battle Speed 3, I think since DKC at the bottom of the map. That's, I think, when I turned it down. So that's what's to blame right now, for me being behind at this point, not any of my routing, just fine. Let's E-Mist first, then Rat Tail. They're both pretty quick, but I want to see. And then I think I do Zot into Baron. Don't know. I get both. I don't think I Forge. Genuinely don't think it's worth the time. I don't think the fights, it would save any time on any of the fights to Forge. No matter what the Forge is, I don't think it's worth it. Like, I don't think it saves enough time on any fight. At this point, since, unless this dead ends and it's through the wall, like Forge doesn't save any time. Or a Fate March boss, like Forge definitely does not save. Okay, Forge can save time. Also, Crystal Sword Cecil. Wow. I guess. I'm sorry, Kane. I don't care that Cecil's my hero. He has a shiny. I'm a little surprised that dead ended. I still think it's not worth forging at this point. But Evil Wall is dying so fast. I have Crystal Sword Cecil and I am not afraid to use it. I'm like actually surprised that that didn't chain into either of the items. I really, at this point, don't think K-Summon is on. I think it's very unlikely. Yeah, we're gonna go take out Evil Wall. Because clearly that's the answer. At this point. Unless the last thing is... I mean, unless it's like a summon spot, but like, come on. There's 2 key items left. They both chain. Like, they're both chains, so one of them can very easily just lead to the other one. And I know for a fact K-Moon is on, I don't know that K-Summon is on. And there's still a K-Moon check left. So I'm going to go for the K-Moon check, because this is probably the answer. There is a very small chance K-Trap is on, but I really doubt that it rolled K-Trap, given how many key items I've collected. Like, I've collected every dead-end key item at this point. Other than the crystal. The crystal could be at the end of the chain, actually. Yeah, the crystal could be at the end of the chain. So it still could all be behind Evil Wall. Because the crystal's a dead-end key item. I have seen seeds! I have played mystery seeds on the ladder that were like, oh, it won't be K-Trap, you'll be fine. And then it was K-Trap. I had a special seed that was that had the Duke glitch on and payable Golbez, and it was real fun until I realized that K-Trap was on. And one of my objectives was one of my objectives was locked in the hairdryer's chest. And I'd been bribing my way through every single boss, so I had no levels. Thank goodness I had Fu in my party, or otherwise that would have been a very interesting. Okay. Evil, time to die. That's fine. And you can jump, that's okay. Could we not? I really want to keep you alive, but we're going to have you image, because that'll give you a little bit more. Eddie, I think, will revive. Worth it. That's all I want to get swinging. For now, Cecil will cover Rosa. I think I Berserk Edward here. Won't Berserk Cecil yet. Once Rosa gets a turn, maybe. Eddie, go Burr. Start buffering these turns, please. Good. Blink yourself. Or Evil Wall's dead, whatever. So much damage. Levels for everyone, hooray. Thank you. To the Tower of Zot we go. We did it. Now it's just steamroll over this chain and see where it leads. Steamroll through this chain until Pale Doom shows up, and then once Pale Doom shows up, it's all over. Pale Doom has to be somewhere along here. I think I do Baron Basement. Is there anything scary that could be a Baron Basement? I think the answer is no. I think I'm not afraid of anything at Baron Basement, so if I get Baron, I think I go for the Basement Throne over the main throne. Because it's faster to do that if I'm wrong. Like, that's faster if I'm wrong than going for the main throne. We will have to fight through the dolls here, which is slightly annoying because I don't have really any good AoE. Edge doesn't count. I mean, Edge could probably go do some AoE, I guess. Okay, it's on. So... that'll be fine. We'll be fine for Zot. Already done the Zot 1 peak. Oh, this is balls. Blow them up. gonna kill a couple of the bells. That's fine. Kane, you can whack one of the Brennas. I did a lot of damage for being in the back row. Maybe the back row glitches. Flame, are you enough? Do anything? You can kill the Brennas. That's something. And then we're gonna easily finish the panel off. Okay, dolls. Not very fast. Done. Another Edge here, I don't care. I'm not making party changes at this point. Edge is like the least bad person that can be in my... Other than Fu, I think Edge is the least bad person that can be in that slot, and no one else is least. Everyone else is too good. Even Kane. Yeah, I don't take second Rosa. I'm good with this party. Do I take the Edge's gear, though? Yes. The answer is yes. Kane needs a black belt. So we steal Edge's gear, so that Kane can have a black belt. He needs that. Hey, it's Paladin! We're done! As soon as this fight's over. And there it goes. Feat is done. There, 143.03. I mean, we know where everything else was. We know... Like, we know the Earth Crystal led to the Baron Key, and we know the Baron Key led to that. I'm just gonna double check the flags real quick. That was all accurate. Yeah, it was just K-Main Moon no free. EEC standard no free, maybe distinct 8. We found 7 out of 8, so not bad. J spells abilities by hero. T standard sparse 90, next tier 7. That matters, it's T standard. S standard free, no J apples. E standard alt gauntlet Wyvern. Toggle pixel back row. Back row was on. I was just getting thrown off by numbers. I played as if back row was off. I mean, whatever. Couldn't affect that. It was vanilla agility. Just for the heck of it. Okay. Oh, this has been a long stream, and I mean, I'm planning to do multi-world tonight, I guess. Ugh, need to go, like, eat stuff. Or multi-worlds.